What is up, guys? How's it going? In this video I'll be reviewing the second gen Moto E. Now this device was given to me by Motorola, so a huge shout out to them for hooking me up with this. First off, let's go ahead and take a look at the hardware. So in front, the device has a VGA camera along with the earpiece, which also doubles up as a speaker for the device, and on the bottom is where you'd find the 4.5-inch IPS LCD screen. Now this is not a screen that will blow your mind. It's a decent screen on a decent phone. It has a resolution of 540 by 960 pixels, which gives it 245 pixels per inch. So again, it's not a screen that will blow your mind. It's a decent screen again on a decent phone, and it also has some pretty decent viewing angles as well. One more thing to note is that it's very bright, so if you're in a dark area you might not be happy with the screen, because at times when using the screen at night I really wished the brightness could go more lower than whatever the settings are. But outdoor visibility is pretty good, and even in the highest sunlight or sun rays you can easily view the screen without any problems at all. Now on the back of the phone is where you'd find the phone's 5-megapixel rear-facing camera along with the nice-looking Motorola dimple. It's also where the device's 2390 mAh battery is located, and speaking of the battery, it's non-removable this time, although you can remove the shell or bumper, as you can see I've done here, and it's where you'd find the micro SD card slot along with the SIM card slot. Motorola is selling different colors of these bumpers if you want to get them, just to customize your device a little bit. On the bottom, the device has a micro USB port, and up top is where you'd find the 3.5mm headphone port. On the right hand side is where the power button and volume keys are located, and on the left hand side there's absolutely nothing on the device. Now on the spec side of things, you've got a quad-core 1.2 GHz processor. The Moto E comes in two models, the 3G model and the LTE model. Both have different chipsets. The LTE model has a Snapdragon 410, while the 3G model has a Snapdragon 200. Both have 1 GB RAM and 8 gigs of internal storage, with expandable storage of up to 32 gigabytes. However, it's important to note that only 5 gigabytes of internal storage is available to use out of the 8 GB of onboard storage. Now on the software side of things, what you've got here is a bare bones stock Android experience with very few useful Motorola apps and services which you can use. Now the device is running Android 5.0 Lollipop, so you've got all the new, crazy, and good-looking animations throughout the device, and some of the apps that I mentioned earlier are apps like the Moto Gallery, which provides a really nice view of all your pictures. You've also got Motorola Alert here, and Motorola Assist, Motorola Display, and Motorola Actions. Now the Moto Display is not quite like what you find on the Moto X. This is a bit different due to the fact that this device has a smaller battery and an LCD display. What it does is that it basically detects each time you pick the device up, and it gives you a lock screen on where you can view your notifications or you can unlock the device. The second nice new feature they've added is that quick to capture is now available here as well. So you basically just twist the device from anywhere and it launches the camera. Now speaking of the camera, the shutter button is pretty fast. Anytime I tap the screen it takes a picture right away. On the left side of the camera menu is where you'd find all the settings and the different things you can do. You can touch to focus, there's a panoramic view, you can also shoot video of up to 720p. It's a quite decent camera, and here are some pictures for your viewing pleasure. I'd say this is a great camera for a 5-megapixel shooter. It took pretty decent pictures in good lighting, Outside, as you can see, the sky looks quite nice too. It was a nice day in Toronto. And indoors, it's too decent too, provided again that you have good lighting. I took a close-up here and it looks quite nice, although the front-facing camera is another story. Not impressed, but then it's a VGA camera, what do you expect? Now, in terms of performance, I'd say I was quite surprised. This device did blow me away. Any game I played exactly the way it would play on a high-end flagship device. Switching between apps too was a breeze. There was this occasional lag. It was not very frequent. It happened rarely. Switching between apps was very nice, very smooth. It was overall a very nice experience, not one that you would expect from a low processor or a low spec phone or a low budget device. It performed very well, and I would probably give this something like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 in terms of performance. Now, the last aspect I'll touch on for this review is battery life, and that too, I'm happy to report, is very impressive. Can get up to a day of use, which is between, I'd say, 14 to 15 hours. I can get almost anywhere between 4 to 5 hours of on-screen time. There was once I even got around 7.5 hours of on-screen time, but that was on Wi-Fi, so you can pretty much get the idea on what to expect with battery life with this guy. The phone costs about $150 and you can get it through TELUS, and it does come with LTE. Now, to conclude my review, overall I'm very impressed with the second gen Moto E. A lot of people complained with the first gen because it did not have LTE, but the second gen definitely delivered, and I really like what Motorola is doing here. They're giving you a low budget smartphone with a low processor, but it has the performance of flagship devices that you find out there today, and that really is a mind-blowing fact, and you should really reconsider when you're putting up a lot of money on how these low budget phones can perform just as well as something like the LG G3 or any other main flagship device out there. Anyways guys, that's pretty much it for this review. If you liked it, please do give this video a thumbs up, as it helps me a lot. And do subscribe to stay tuned to more of my stuff. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below, and you can follow me on any of my social media accounts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.